across the morning sky. Feel what's on the wind. Find the perfect water and hope the day won't end. Tune into the outside from the inside once again. Listen to the thunder and watch an eagle soar. We call it living inside the great outdoors. Inside the great outdoors.
Good morning. This is Joe Castaway Coolis, and yes, I'm still around, and you're listening to Inside the Great Outdoors on a rainy Sunday morning.
And it's cold.
And it's going to snow, too.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're saying it's going to snow. By the way, this is Dr. Norm. And, don't drown, drive around.
Oh, man.
Or drive.
And
And
Mr.
sitting
Mis-
across from me.
Mr. Upset over here.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset at you yet, but the show just started.
That's okay.
Speaking
8
of the
o'clock.
show-
We have
8
plenty of
o'clock,
time to
I'm
get-
going to rant. You
Oh,
ranted
boy.
last week, and you ranted last week. Today's my turn.
Okay.
8 o'clock.
Well,
Set your
that's
watch.
why everybody at the beginning of the show, they played 2 disclaimers because as a reminder that the station's not, does not necessarily agree with the,
Rants.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll get
views,
my rant.
what
in.
is it, the views and all of that stuff of the show. But
Yeah.
just to cover their own.
The following program's views, claims, or representations may
That's
not
the one.
reflect those of AM 1420 The Answer or
Views,
Salem Media
claims,
Group.
and
The following program
representations. That's
is
who-
pre-recorded.
Those are our nicknames.
Yeah,
Your views, your claims, and I'm
your
representation.
representation.
There you go.
So it does.
It's
It
like a law
doesn't.
firm.
It doesn't. It doesn't take care of it. That takes care of
Yeah.
all three of us.
We should get T-shirts made.
Oh man.
Sounds good, Carl.
Yep. But this is Carl, Big Daddy Bachtel, back out of the rain and in the studio.
So how was first week back at work after all that time off?
It was all right.
Was it hard to get
It was
back in the swing?
A little bit, yeah. You
Was
got to
it?
get used to it. And
Yeah. Same.
know.
You
After-
sounded really good on TV. My wife was applauding you. She said it.
thank you.
She said it was so nice to hear Carl on TV again.
That's
So,
good. I
um,
appreciate that. I really do.
So you have the same schedule, work
Yeah,
schedule.
for right now, and we'll see what happens. But
Why do you think they're going to change it?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Really?
Yeah, they're just
Turmoil.
they have a lot of spots to fill and not a lot of people to do it. So
Is it hard for them to find people?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
qualified people that will.
Where do they go
So-
to that school of broadcasting Cleveland they
Sometimes.
have, or
But a lot of people coming out of there aren't.
Qualified.
They're not qualified. They're just not.
yeah?
And it's
How-
not the things they teach you.
Yeah.
It's not the way it is in the real world. They're not.
Oh.
You have to have some sort of experience and know what you're doing as far as collecting story.
So are you talking
video
like a reporter
and-
or an announcer?
Either one.
Okay. So when on some of these shows
And,
you
well,
watch,
a lot of places and most TV stations, it's just the prettiest person in the room, male, female, doesn't matter.
yeah.
And they'll teach them. So that's how they.
Oh.
And it's all based on focus groups and everything else, and they play tapes for people and decide, oh yeah, we
So
like
are they
we
spending
like that
time
look,
there, like
we like
learning
this look, we like this
during
look.
the day?
Not really, no.
No. So when you see some of these announcers,
Mhm.
more like on, say, more talk type, are they reading almost everything? Is everything pretty much read on whether
Oh, it's all in teleprompter. All the
even some of the talk type shows and stuff?
like what?
Depends
I
on
don't
the
know.
show, and it depends on the
I'm-
announcer.
Yeah.
I'm
Some of
talking
the
about
I
guys
mean,
are
but
pretty good.
can you
news,
tell?
a news show?
Mhm.
Everything's read.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
yeah.
pretty much,
Yeah.
unless they're visiting with whoever.
I know a lot of like the sports guys do some ad-libbing and things like that.
Okay.
Jim Donovan used to ad-lib just about everything. He was
Yeah,
really good
he
at it.
was
He had
good.
scripts, but he would ad-lib stuff.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he was really good at it. And there've been a lot of guys have done that. You know, they
What about like the
Anchors
weather?
and
Like the
reporters
weather. Weather's a
generally
good
don't
thing.
no weather's they have script sort of like outlines, but they ad lib
I
what's
think
going
they-
on.
Betsy
and-
does some
yeah.
ad-libbing.
Yeah,
So
they,
they're
they
doing-
because weather's different. Weather's a little different. They have to
Yeah.
describe what's going on, the forecast.
But they have it in
they
their
have all
head.
of that. They have all of that on the in the script, and they read some of it, but then they ad lib off of that.
I think
Okay.
if
Like
they
all the
really know
temperatures,
what
they
they're
don't-
talking about, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because
Well, they don't have all like the forecasts and the temperatures. They don't have all of that in their head.
right.
They have it, but they study it ahead of the show so they can
Okay. Okay.
expand on it and give a little more detail.
And you could kind of tell where they're looking as far as when they're talking, if they're ad libbing. You know what I mean? Like the weather. The weather.
A lot of on air folks read a teleprompter and they're looking right in the camera because it's right there.
Well, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
It's
And
the lens is actually behind the teleprompter screen.
Like
okay.
here, we're looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right at our
like
right at
here.
our teleprompters.
Right. Right. So
And our scripts.
So, like, how on something lengthy that, and maybe say more with the news now, when they're reading it, who regulates how fast it's moving so that they're not stumbling or waiting, or how does that work? As
The
far as
anchor people,
I'm sorry,
they do it themselves.
they control the
Yeah.
how.
They have a
They have a little button, Joe.
So nobody
it's
else
called a
is
pickle.
a what
They call it the pickle.
pickle,
Yeah, it's a little
but
Wire-
Like
wireless
you on
controller.
your computer, like a mouse almost.
so they're
Yeah.
oh
and
okay.
computers. They have the computers. They have everybody's read rate and everything else already pre-programmed into it,
Yeah.
and they use that. And the
So it's
reporters
not
are,
a machine that they have to follow with the speed that
No.
it's moving.
No, that's the old days.
So now
I used to run teleprompter when I first started 30 years ago. We taped scripts together and put them
Yeah.
under a little camera
yeah,
that ran into and I'd have to control it with the dial.
yeah.
And if you'd go too fast, the person reading would mess up, and if
Yeah.
you go too slow, there
Right.
would be pauses,
Right.
and you'd have to get it just right. But that's the
Oh.
old days.
Oh,
Joe's living in 1970 again.
At least
60,
Carl's smiling
60.
for a change. So that's because I wondered how do they keep up with, because they're reading it and
Technology
then
is
they
a
add
wonderful thing.
ad lib a little.
There
and-
are people, and there are some actors that do this. They have an earpiece. It's wireless.
Yeah,
It sticks in their ear.
yeah.
And they have a recorder, or now it's their phone. There's an app that you can put the script in the app, and it will play in your ear, and you just repeat what you're hearing. And it's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
But for some folks, they learn how to do it, and they do it.
So it's just a couple seconds ahead of you, and it's
Yeah.
telling. And you, wow.
Four score and
Well,
7
it's
years
just like
ago.
That's
it's just like it's intermittent feedback is what it's called, the
Yeah.
IFB.
yeah.
And we're in the field or in the studio or
Yeah.
whatever, either running camera, we can hear everything, the directors and the producers and the
Well, you're in the
people-
field
we
Wow.
can hear all of that stuff
as
and
you're
the, and
filming.
the, and the directors giving time cues just like our engineer here does. And
So are they telling you something to do? If
yeah.
if you're on a live shot.
usually it's focus. You're out of focus. You're-
Oh,
what are you doing? Things like that.
but isn't that confusing?
What's
trying
wrong
to,
with you?
trying to do something and
No.
somebody no?
No.
And is that same thing with people on air?
Yeah.
Oh,
They'll say turn to the right a little bit, and
really?
people they do it naturally. It's not like they're
Yeah.
they don't stop the news and say, "Wait, I'm
No.
getting a direction that says I have
No,
to
but
lean to the left."
but I mean, but
Show
you,
us
you
your
can't
good
tell
side,
that
you
Yeah.
know?
by the people how they.
Open your blouse up a little bit.
No, none of that. That's Channel 19. No, I'm just
okay.
kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. That's
Yeah.
that's my TV joke. Whenever
Why
you know,
19? I like the weather there.
they are more salacious usually.
Oh,
in
yeah,
their-
yeah.
in their,
Because it was, I liked the weather, and they had
But-
that one girl with the long black hair.
See?
And for a while,
That's-
no,
mhm.
for a while I couldn't stand her because she got this hyper voice thing, and it was terrible. And they told her about it, and she doesn't do it anymore.
They
It-
listen to you.
No, she talks like this.
That's right.
No,
She talks
but-
like a pirate now.
no,
Arrgh.
but
Gonna
it was,
snow,
But that's
matey.
really interesting behind the scenes because I watch it and I'm trying to think what's going on behind the scenes, and you see
Oh,
somebody
pure
when they're reading
chaos.
it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, when they're
It's
reading.
very organized, and
Yeah, but I
people get in there.
mode.
They learn how to do it, and
Yeah.
they know what they're doing, and well, that's where the whole experience things come in.
Yeah,
Because with new people, every station is a little different, but you basically do the same things. And if you had no experience doing that,
right. So what they
It's-
teach you in
it's-
class, school,
there-
is
and there are some people that come from those places that
yeah,
that catch on
Yeah.
and do a great job,
right.
and there's some people that just can't.
So
they can't keep up with the pressure and
yeah,
the multitasking and everything. Those are things that you don't learn in school. You
Yeah.
don't learn how to do 6 things at once and be in 3 places at the same time. That's what you have to learn
and be able to talk
and be able
sound-
to function.
yeah.
And I'm not talking on air people. I'm talking
Oh.
behind the scenes people.
Oh, okay.
The people behind the scenes
Yeah.
that no one sees and no one knows.
Right.
They do so much to make sure that product, that story gets
Gets
on
out.
the air,
Yeah.
and
And
they
it's-
get nothing except a paycheck, which is nice,
Yeah.
just like everywhere. Your reward is your 2-week paycheck. Okay.
Is that you
That's
get
the
paid
way-
every 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's the way it is. That's
Yeah.
just.
Hey, when do we get paid, Joe?
The second Tuesday
That's
of
see?
January.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks with eggs.
Right.
I was on.
Now it's
I was
getting
on
work-
medical leave back then, so
Yeah, every
I've got
2
a
weeks.
back. I've got back eggs coming.
Oh,
I got eggs in the car.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I know.
No, we appreciate the believe me, especially lately.
we
with the
appreciate
eggs.
the eggs and,
And
the
they're
free
delicious.
smell 'em bait, you know?
Do you really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
Good. Good. I'm
Mary
glad I
Lou
could-
made deviled eggs this
pay
week.
back
Oh, they
some.
were
and
delicious.
they are very very good eggs.
Are
They
they?
are
Yeah.
good eggs.
Very
Good.
rich and very
Yeah.
Eggy.
eggy.
Well, that's good.
Good
You know,
flavor.
Because my struggle is, especially for Dion's, is getting them to fit in the box. I got to put 2 big ones on the 2 corners. I got a system, because then it's got to be a little smaller one
They're
next to
big
it,
eggs.
and you can't fit them in the thing. So I can put 4 in, but they got to be staggered, and I got to put little smaller ones around it because it's a project. You wouldn't believe to get it to close. But good. I'm glad you at least like them. That I can pay back you guys something because I mean I don't. Well, it cost me to put the show on, but it cost you guys to come too, and I appreciate it very much because I think our trio I was
Well,
talking.
we appreciate doing it. We're having
Yeah.
a good time. We will.
I talked
Oh,
to
yeah.
the engineer this
morning.
morning,
Mm-hmm.
and he says the show is so good because it comes across. You guys like each other. You have a good time, and it goes so fast, and it's a good mix. If it wasn't a good mix, it would take forever. 3 hours is a long time.
Well, we each know a little something.
Everybody's different with their views, with what they know, what their background. Like we just talked now. Who expected us to talk about that?
About TV.
Yes, but I think it's
Yeah.
interesting, and I'm sure people got to
it's-
know what's going
Yeah.
on
Oh, yeah.
behind.
And right now, probably within the last 5 years, huge changes
Oh,
have been
yeah.
happening as far as technology,
Yeah,
and I think just as in real life, if you whittle it away and focus it down to the media, I think the technology is outracing the product. If the technology is getting so good and people are relying on that to try and make it easier and to save money and all this other stuff, and that's hurting the product.
And it's suffering. Yeah, the
And
product
that's the problem. Being a journalist is one thing. Being on TV is another thing.
Yeah.
And it's getting the gap there used to be no gap,
Right.
and now there's a big gap
Oh, okay.
between the two. And there still are journalists, and some people call
But
themselves
those are the old guys.
but some people that call themselves journalists
Yeah.
really aren't journalists.
You know,
Yeah.
it's hurting the human influence.
Yeah.
I think, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's technology everywhere is outracing humanity, and humanity is failing. It
Yeah.
really is. I mean, just look around.
Oh, yeah.
And
Like
Wow.
I said, technology and humanity, they're going to kill each other.
Yeah.
mhm. and
Well-
and the Earth will be fine. The planet will be fine
The
eventually
planet will
once
stay here.
everything gets killed off. Look at the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They were here for millions, hundreds of millions of years, and then something happened, and
They're gone.
They're all
gone. But the planet lived
Yeah.
and
Something else came on.
Right.
reorganized,
Yeah.
and
Same thing's going to happen to us.
It'd be
Absolutely.
more. It'd be more.
that's
and we're
why
just a drop in a bucket
that's right.
compared to what the dinosaurs
It's
were
hard
here.
to
And
imagine
that's why
that.
you say tomorrow is not
promise.
promised,
Exactly.
and live for today.
And it's time to
Exactly.
take a break.
Okay, we
And-
got to take a
and-
break because
and
I don't know
Take
why,
a break.
but we got the lines are all full.
Oh, there
So
you go.
either we now.
Take a
Here we
break.
go.
Yeah,
a
so
break.
we got a lot to cover. So we'll get to everybody. Just hang in there. We're taking a break and we'll be back.
Do you enjoy a good story about hunting or fishing? Then you need to get your hands on Tales from the Trails, the real-life adventures of Castaway Coulis. Take a journey around the world with Joe as he recounts some of his best hunting and fishing trips, from Africa to Alaska, from behind the Iron Curtain to Australia. You can share in his memories through the book, complete with pictures to take you on the journey. It's a trip back in time looking through the eyes of an outdoors legend. Order your copy today on Amazon or at castaway.com. That's castaway with a K.com.
If you're a business owner and you listen to AM 1420 The Answer, you might not realize that the conservative news talk content that you enjoy is advertiser supported. To learn how you can reach our audience with your business message, contact Tim Vaughn at 216-525-1818 or click on the How to Advertise at WHKRadio.com. When you advertise on AM 1420 The Answer, our loyal listeners know that you care about the programming as much as they do.
Hey, it's time to fill your freezer. Stop by and see Dion's Meats at one of their two locations. They're located at the West Side Market, or you can go to the corner of Pleasant Valley Road and York in beautiful downtown Parma. Dion's offers a wide variety of fresh local pork, beef, poultry, and deli meats. They also feature a select line of fresh veal and lamb products. Here at Dion's, our mission is to provide only the best quality of products, selection, and service. In business for over 10 years, Dion strives for customer satisfaction, 100% quality guarantee. We have local products delivered to us fresh every day. With over 28 varieties of fresh sausage, we have something for everyone. Don't know what's for dinner? Let us help you decide with our specialty line of oven-ready products. Dion's prepares everything on-site with fresh, natural ingredients. Dion's Meats, West Side Market, and in Parma.
This segment is brought to you by Northfield Fireplace and Grill, located in awesome Northfield, Ohio, where our motto is, it's easier to sell the truth. Here we go!
Welcome back. Listening to Inside the Growing Outdoors. Let's get to. Good morning, Jer. Hello, Jer.
Jerry.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey.
Hello. Am I on?
Oh, you
You're
sure
on.
are.
You're on.
You sure are.
Okay. Hi, Joe. This is Jerry from Solon. We've
Yeah.
met numerous times before.
Yeah.
Tell me about sawguy fishing in Ohio. Is it in all the lakes, or is it just partially? From what I understand, it's a hybrid between a
Walleye and a sawgar.
No.
And so-
yeah.
Sawguy or their own
Oh,
species.
The sauger.
Are you talking
No.
about sauger or sawguy?
Sauger
thought it was
are their
sawguy.
own species.
Sauger are
Is
their
it-
own species.
Right.
Sawguy
Sawguy
are
are
the
a
hybrid.
hybrid.
With a
But
walleye.
they do reproduce
Right.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay. Are they all over Ohio?
No,
No.
mainly rivers.
They're in the
Right.
Ohio River.
Okay.
They're in a lot of the Muskingum watershed lakes like
Tapping.
Tappan and Piedmont and
Atwood.
Clendenning and Atwood. And they're in Indian Lake, Charles Mill, Pleasant Hill, Alum Creek,
How do you know all
Uh,
that?
because I'm Big Daddy.
Wow.
He's a fisherman.
Yeah, they're pretty widespread across the state, and you can actually get them in the Tuscarawas River.
Oh my.
And yeah, they're pretty prolific and live in a lot of places in Ohio. So I think the state used to stock them, and in the inland lakes, the Muskingum lakes. Then they just sort of took over, and now they have reproducing populations in there.
Atwood's
They're
a
not
really
in Lake
good one.
Lake Erie
No.
like a walleye or a perch, though,
No.
huh?
No,
They
No.
tried them, but they didn't really do really
yeah,
good.
they didn't do well. Walleye just are the dominant species.
Used to
up
get
there.
them around Mouse Island.
Yeah.
Remember that?
They used to have
Carl?
sauger up there.
Yeah,
But sauger need the good
Current.
clean water,
yeah.
gravelly bottoms, and current.
Current.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the reservoirs. A lot of people fish the spillways of reservoirs for them,
hmm
like Dillon and what's the other one? Killbuck Creek. There, the Killbuck spillway. They fish
Sure.
for them down there.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of places to catch them, and some lakes they stock with walleye like Berlin, but there's still sawguys in there, and Lake Milton and Mosquito, and those are stocked with walleye. So
Are they fished like a walleye? I mean, you
Yes.
go out using same
Yeah.
kind of bait, and yeah.
yes,
Yeah, basically the same.
yep,
How about size on them?
they get up to
4 or 5?
more than that.
Yeah.
More than that.
They'll yeah, I've seen
Oh,
like eight,
really?
9-pounders come out of
I thought they were like
Tappan
3, 4.
and
Well,
Piedmont has
those
some
are
good
nice
sized
ones. You know, they're
yeah.
usually
Yeah.
like 2 pounds.
The
Right,
average,
right.
yeah, the average is probably 3 pounds.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Or
okay.
So
maybe
they're like a
2.5,
large perch.
3. Well, they're longer than perch.
They're
They
long,
look a
yeah.
lot like a walleye.
Yeah, like the smaller
But they
walleyes.
have a really neat coloration on them though, because if you look at the color of a sauger and it has that sort of camo pattern, those dark blotches.
They taste
Mhm.
really good.
Oh yeah, sawguys are delicious. Taper
Oh, very
fare.
cool. Very cool. One other question.
Do you
What
have
are you
a
guys
boat,
learn
or
about
are you going to go from shore fishing?
beg your pardon?
Do you have a boat, or are you going to shore
Oh.
fish for them?
I think I'd probably, in this case, I'd probably short fish based on what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You can right now. They're in shallow too. You can
Yeah.
cast
I
twister
would say
tails
if you're
for
going to
'em.
go, Tappan is a good one,
Tappan or Atwood.
or Atwood.
Yeah, well, it was good. Anywhere down in Tuscarawas County would
Yep.
probably be, yeah.
Tappan or Atwood.
Leesville,
Yeah, check
Yeah.
with the local bait store, and they'll tell
Salt
you.
Fork, all of those lakes.
Yeah.
All those lakes
The
are good.
Leesville's known for its muskies, and
Sure.
but there's
Tappan, you can go
Ta-
right along
Leesville. A
250
lot
there.
of people they like. Oh, Leesville's the secret sawguy hole that everybody needs.
Yeah.
You know. But then you ask the locals. There's no sawguy in there. Oh, they're in
Yeah.
there.
You know,
that's
you know
just
what
about.
Leesville is known for too. Nobody know catfish.
Catfish. Yeah.
Catfish. What a good catfish lake for
Leesville's
channel
a really
cats.
good lake.
all
the
the way
Muskingum
around.
watershed
Yeah.
lakes are good.
Crappie too.
Probably my two favorite lakes for sawguy would be Atwood and Piedmont.
Piedmont is really
So-
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I was going to say, what do you guys hear about the upcoming turkey season? Should it be good or so-so, or
I haven't heard.
I haven't heard a
I
lot.
haven't either.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better than it's been because it's been
I-
pretty bad.
Yeah, I haven't. Have you seen any turkeys, Joe? By
Not
you?
not lately.
No,
I've
no.
seen a
Earlier in
few
the
out
winter, I
around,
did.
but
Yeah,
now
I
it's-
haven't been down in southeastern Ohio that much. I haven't been scouting around.
Yeah.
One of my cousins said he hasn't seen that many down in Jefferson County. So
Yeah.
I don't-
Hopefully,
I don't know.
hopefully.
Hopefully it'll be a little
Yeah,
better. But
Yeah.
they've taken a hit the last couple
Right,
of
and it takes
years,
a
you
while
know.
to get things back, so it'll get there. It'll get there.
okay?
Yeah,
All right.
watch out for the ticks. The
Yeah.
ticks are really bad
Okay.
this year.
See you later.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, take care, guys.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Sure.
bye-bye.
see ya.
Bye.
Bye bye. Let's get to Beatrice. Hang in there, Bob. We'll get to you. We'll probably get to Bob on the other side. I don't want to cut him short. So, good morning, Beatrice.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I heard what you were saying about the broadcasting and that. And,
Yeah.
You know, I haven't, I don't watch television for many years. And one of the reasons is the second commandment says that in Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or it is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. And that would include pictures of stars, for instance, animals, people, plants, and under the water fish. Now, the next verse says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Now, think about these cell phones, smartphones, and what do you see everybody doing? Are they not bowed down all the time looking at those? And are they not doing what those things are telling them to do? And have they not been brought into bondage by those things? So it says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Now, I noticed when the first black and white TVs came out, you could see the whole family would be gathered in front of this black and white TV. And they weren't talking to each other anymore. They were just staring at this screen. And that's a form of bondage and captivity. And it captured their attention. And ever since then, it's becoming more and more sophisticated. And now with artificial intelligence, this is the latest iteration of that graven image.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
now-
believe anything you see anymore. So
Yeah.
it's
I,
like,
No,
I
but-
can remember our old Dumont.
yeah,
That's where my strength came in. I had to hit that thing all
That's
the
what we-
time, you know.
That was my job when I was a kid.
Hit it
when
to
the
hit
TV
the
would
side.
go out,
TV to
Yeah,
get
hit the TV
yeah,
on
hit
the
the
side
TV and
or on the
yeah,
bottom.
Right, yeah.
So
to
that
get
was the
stop the picture from spinning. You
yeah,
know,
we'd get
Yeah.
snow and it'd
the
have to
the
hit
official
the
TV hitter.
But I do remember when color came. Boy, that was a thrill. Man, color.
I used to I had the only color TV I think in college, and all the kids would
Oh,
come
yeah.
over to my room.
My
to
aunt
watch
got
TV.
one, and we all
Yeah.
went there to see the
Yeah.
peacock. You know, with all its colors. So
And we had to take the tubes down to the hardware store
Yeah,
to
to
get
get
them
Yeah, to
tested.
get them
See if
tested.
they-
yeah.
see if it
That was a
needed
big
radio.
deal.
Tube. Yeah.
Radio.
And when
you
you
had to do
find the
that.
one that didn't work, boy, that was something. Then you
Yeah,
go and
yeah.
try it, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
you know.
Everything else good, Beatrice?
Well, I just wanted to mention, when you were talking about the broadcasting, the artificial intelligence now is replacing the broadcasters themselves gradually. And I've noticed, I don't watch TV at all. I even stopped listening to the regular legacy radio broadcast. You're one of the few regular radio stations. I usually listen to just shortwave anymore. But I've noticed a little bit that I do catch the different radio programs, the talk shows. They are using artificial intelligence to do commercials. It sounds like, say, it's a Glenn Beck show, for instance. It sounds like him, but they're using artificial intelligence to do those commercials for them, and some of their broadcasting too. So now you don't even know if it's really a human being or not. And television, they can do that with the image too.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So that's where it's going.
Yeah.
And people will believe anything that's why the Bible warns. It says that while they promise them liberty, they themselves are servants of corruption. For whom a man is overpowered by, of the same is he brought into bondage or slavery, literally. And so when people are locked into a hypnotic trance, sitting, that's a form of captivity.
Yeah, and it's all for the masses. So
Yeah.
all right, well, we're up against the break, so appreciate the phone call. Hang in there.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
You guys have a good rest of the weekend.
You too. See ya. Okay.
I'm always reading the Bible, Joe.
Yeah, right.
I do. I'm looking for shortcuts.
Yeah, right. We'll take a break. We got Hamden on the other side, and we'll learn out what's happening. We'll take a break and be back.
Who needs that to live a life free and easy? Put my toothbrush in my hand and let me be.
All right, Aikman's Bob France here for the good folks at the Buff, Harry Buffalo, Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted. When's the last time you stopped in Harry Buffalo? If it's been a little while, you don't know what you have been missing. They have added so many phenomenal things, including the new lunch special. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2, you get your choice. 2 soups, salads, and sandwiches. You pick all just $10. Now, that's the lunch special. They also have the happy hour specials, and that's my favorite. Weekdays from 4 to 7, a new food special every day of the week. Wing day, burger day, pizza day, all kinds of great options for you. You can check them out online at harrybuffalo.com. As a matter of fact, while you're there, join the herd, get a free appetizer on your next visit. Take a look at the menu, whet your appetite just a little bit, and head on out. By the way, if you're looking for something after work, great drink specials and happy hour too. $3 for craft pints, domestic talls, well drinks, and house wines. $3 domestic pints all day. So whether it's lunchtime or happy hour time or dinner time, doesn't matter. It's a great time when it's Harry Buffalo time on Great Northern Boulevard in North Olmsted.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-8709. 800-505-8709. 800-505-8709.
This segment is brought to you by Great Lakes Outdoor Supply, the only place that has all of your outdoor needs.
Welcome back. Listening to Insider Great Outdoors on a dreary Sunday morning. Good
Speaking
morning.
of dreary.
No. Good morning, Bob.
It's Bob.
Good morning, and I'll tell you what, not only a healthy wow monologue to open the show, but right now we're experiencing the irony of local Cleveland radio. You had the saintly, what was her name, ahead of me, Miss Bernice, was it?
Beatrice.
Beatrice. I'm so sorry. That's my mother's middle name. God rest her. We had the saintly Miss Beatrice, and then because you guys are wild, you allow a heathen like me to invade. Thank you. Certainly. Well, hey, not to belabor the point, you got full phone lines. This is a health sign. I like it.
Yeah.
This old boy just got home from Michigan Friday afternoon, and I'm about to become a bootleg Youper, and we're going back to where the devastation of the ice storm had hit, leaving this morning. So there you go.
That was
it's destroyed. It is destroyed, but I'm going to be far enough north I could blow Mackinac Island a kiss, and we'll see what we got, and it'll be combat rock time.
So what area?
And Charlevoix, Boyne City, and Points North. Yeah. I think we'll be on the Michigan side.
When you get
We're going to find out more as
people don't understand a heavy ice storm. We get ice around here,
Yeah.
and branches break and things like that.
But they get it
they
thick.
they have whole forests that were destroyed, and
I missed that.
power lines and I
When?
mean, just blown out everywhere.
How did I miss
it started last Friday,
Yeah,
Yash.
last Friday, a week ago.
Last Friday it started, and I was in the southwest of Michigan on the warm side damage.
So they're calling
and
you
that
back
was all,
to work?
We're going back up, for the north, the UP. I was in the southwest, Battle Creek, Kalamazoo area. That was the warm side of the storm that got the, straight line blow up winds when the supercells hit and tornadoes. So this is entire forest of cedar laying down.
Yeah. They talk about the South and all the rain and tornadoes day after day in the same spot. And, man, this whole spring, like it's going to snow Tuesday. I mean, this weather is like crazy. Crazy.
Well, we're getting, what did Dick Goddard call it, sheetle or shadle? We're getting the ice pellets, snow ice pellet looking deals falling right now in the old Hamdens.
Yeah.
But I had to give you a yell before I shove off at 0900 this morning just to make it Christian.
Yeah.
And,
long are you
we'll
gonna
have
be
to
up
have
there?
eyes. We don't know.
Wow.
We don't know.
Yeah,
it's gambler's choice.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Depends where they put us,
where
what
do you
we get
start?
into. At the substation.
Oh, okay.
Get it on. You want to have something viable to attach to as you repair. My crews are more damage reveal reports, patrol survey report damage, so that inbound crews can bring proper materials.
Okay.
Know what's going on.
Is it
and then
more
we,
dangerous than, say, from the normal storms and stuff? Do you have to be more careful?
Gosh, sincerely, and it's very rare you hear me serious, but I'm already going in my serious Bob
I
mode.
can tell.
What happens is this: if you treat this just like in hunting, competition shooting, if you treat this that the gun's always loaded, you should be okay. Okay. And here's the problem. Okay, you can have a feeder locked out, confirmed dead, isolated, tagged out with the locking and tagging system.
Yeah.
But all it takes is one poor guy who didn't rig his generator right, and he's backfeeding, pumping power out to the line, and now you've got hot wires. Because a transformer is an amazing thing. It works both ways. If you feed house voltage 120, 240 into it, the top side comes out high. Primary voltage. It works both ways. So that's backfeed. That kills more linemen every year than anything else in the business. And so it's a classic test but verify, trust but verify, and always check. And you try to make opens, isolations
so you have
from
good
customers.
equipment that you can test everything really well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we also, because of our job that I'm doing now coming out of retirement, you have what's called a proximity sensor that's on your hard hat rim, and it detects if there's something going on as you draw closer to it.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
So
yeah.
So the
and it'll go
technology
off.
has helped your industry.
Well, to a point, it
yeah.
is, as Carl said. You know what? I never thought I'd believe this. The Schwarzenegger Terminator movies, the more modern ones,
Yeah.
Skynet's become self-aware. That trick, you got to watch your P's and Q's,
Yeah.
You really do. You got to watch your P's and Q's. The human element, as it gets diluted,
Yeah.
and all this benefits of AI jazz, it'll do it for you. How about we do it? Technology is a wonderful thing if utilized correctly.
So the
then-
lines are there. You're not going to string new ones. You're going to kind of repair.
No,
more than-
we are purely in a patrol and assess and report mode.
Oh, okay.
I will not be in the belt and hooks. I will not be in the bucket.
Good.
So this old man's still got a few shots left, and
So
that's
they
why
want your,
I figured,
they want your knowledge up there.
Yeah,
not
good
your
luck.
Physical fixing thing, so to speak.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we will lay the groundwork for the
Okay.
repairs to be made. They will know what to bring in. I've got a broken 40-foot number 3 grade pole. I've got all these sections of conductor down, trapped under trees. We need forestry after they do their safety lockout, tag out, and creating opens on both ends, testing, and then grounding the conductor.
When do you think
so that
the
if
project,
something was injected on it?
Yeah, when do you think the project would be where everybody's back to normal?
I've got no idea. I just got it like it's going to be like a Mount St. Helens trees laying down landscape up there because of the ice.
Yeah.
And this long into it, this thing went in several waves. So guys that got places up there, check them out. Check them out hard because you couldn't even move on the roads. You had at least a half-inch of ice, if not more, depending. This ice storm stretched all the way to the East Coast, and it hit them several times since last Friday.
Yeah.
So, we could be staying in, that's why he was playing Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. They call you a tramp lineman. I'm going to become a bootleg Youper.
Wow. So
but
you're going to
be
up there
the killer, that's the theory. You know what? Every day something different. But the good part is rig for it, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
The other thing, again, just like firearm safety, treat the thing like it's always loaded.
Well,
in this
that's why
case,
they
the
want
wires are always
people that
hot.
are experienced to go and
Yeah, but stay humble, stay respectful, stay humble, because you know what? Old hands die every day too.
Oh yeah.
And so you get a little full of yourself.
You can't get careless.
Well, we'll be
Right,
thinking
and
about
foolish.
you, Bob.
Yeah.
We really will.
Wow.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to eat still while you're thinking of me. I don't want to be a human Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers to you, but thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, listening audience, and give you a straight story and a perspective on what I've done.
Right, we appreciate you going.
Oh,
yes, that had to be something pretty serious because I know you liked retirement, but you need to be careful.
Yeah.
And it is nice of you, but it'll be interesting when you get back to tell us the interesting things about it and what you saw.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if we're still up there next Sunday, I'll give you a true remote broadcast call if we got a cell signal.
Okay. Good. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see actually what, firsthand it's like, not what, what you hear so good.
Well, again, the Mount St. Helens pictures of the forest laid down when the pyroclastic flow hit, in this case, your ice will just lay it down. Cell towers, I've seen all that. Cell towers laying everything. So we could very well end up staying in a tramp city, as I call them, where they have now started redoing semi-trailers to where you have a 36-bunk sleeper unit with heating and air conditioning, 3 stories high inside. Everything's out of tents, the commissary, the galley, supplies, shower trailers, laundry on site, and it's all like that. Because think about it. Say you had $150,000 off up there. Well, during the winter, anyone sane leaves, and the rest of the hard scrabble folks stay, and that's entire areas dark. Okay, so there's no lodging. Everything's changed, so you have to kind of make it happen. So that's what they've been doing. So we'll sniff and see, and I'll give you a report back. But we're going to shut me up. We got to get on to your other customers, man.
Okay, we appreciate it,
Bob. Thanks for the info.
and be safe.
All right,
Safe
and Menzies, sincerely, thanks so much for local radio.
You got it.
Doodle.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I don't remember ever hearing him in that voice. He was
quite serious.
Yes, extremely. I
Mhm.
mean, that's very. I didn't hear about it.
remember a couple. Well, it was more than a couple. It was probably about 20 years ago. We had that big ice storm.
Yeah.
Around Loudonville.
Yeah.
It hit.
Yep.
And these trees were just sheared. We used to
snapped
hunt
in half.
by lot.
I remember going down there and covering
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
We hunted
and
down
then
there.
it,
But I'm
and then
surprised-
the next
Amazing.
spring it flooded really bad. 'cause-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all the trees that were broken and stuff went into the river.
It was a
Yeah.
mess.
Creeks down there and blocked them up, and that's why
Yeah.
there was such bad flooding. And
I
they
mean,
had to
I don't
rescue people
understand
at the
why-
campground at Mohican, and all. It was crazy.
I watched the Weather Channel a lot this week, and I didn't hear anything about that. It was all what's down south, and I'm surprised I got completely taken off guard here, so I have to do some more checking. So
It was
we got to
more
take
devastating down south, so that's what they picked up on.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
But
there was enough weather.
Oh my!
and
The Weather Channel
stuff
had
from-
none of
from
their regular
everywhere.
television shows.
Mhm.
Everything was what was going on all week. So, but in that, we'll take a short break. Oh, 8 o'clock. We're gonna have my rant. So,
It smells
hang
like
on there.
strawberries in here.
Strawberries. We'll take a break and we'll be
What
back.
a tale my thoughts could tell, just like an old time movie about a ghost from a wishing well.
For those that fish Lake Erie and are used to fishing with dipsy divers, I think they've got to try my diver, Castaway's Magnetic Diver. And what's so neat about it, it's a magnetic release. So you don't have to fight. With the problem with the regular dipsies is that they'll trip. You got to bring them in. set
Or
'em-
sometimes they won't trip.
or they won't trip. This is a magnetic release, so you let it into the water, and as it has slack, it falls and it sets and then dives. And then when a fish hits it, it trips it, comes to the surface, and comes in. But the neat thing about it as well is you can fish with it. You can trip it. You can let it come up through the water column. You can reset it. So it's a great way to get a bait down and away from the boat. So it's Castaway's Magnetic Diver, but it's something, if you're a troller, you need to look into. It's a great product and a great way to make fishing a lot easier and a lot more productive. Order yours today.
Do you want to become a better hunter, a better angler? Then you need to subscribe to the best outdoor publication in Ohio, Ohio Outdoor News. 26 times per year, you'll receive the latest news and information that the best hunters and anglers utilize. Each issue keeps you in the know on timely season updates, like where the fish are biting, along with useful hunting tips from experts in the field. The detailed fishing hotspot maps are a must-have, as is the Ohio Fishing and Hunting Report, found only in Ohio Outdoor News. They also provide real coverage into the regulations that impact Ohio outdoorsmen and women. And you'll find pages of trophy photos that hunters and anglers like you have shared with Ohio Outdoor News. Best of all, it's all about Ohio. Take it from me, you're missing out if you're not reading every issue. To subscribe to Ohio Outdoor News, call 800-535-5191. That's 800-535-5191 for the best outdoor publication in the state, Ohio Outdoor News.
This segment is brought to you by Northfield Fireplace and Grill, located in awesome Northfield, Ohio. Where our motto is, it's easier to sell the truth.
Come back again.
Welcome back. Listening to Inside the Great Outdoors.
That song is very important to me. That Come Back Again.
Yeah.
Because every time I leave a place where I've been fishing, the fish sing that to me.
Come back. Because all you do is feed us.
Come back again.
Because all you're doing is feed us, and we never have to
Because
worry.
I let them go after I catch them.
No, because you don't get caught.
Giant fish.
They're glad because you're just there feeding them. And that's why they like you there, because they don't have to worry about getting hooked.
They sing, "Come back again."
And
Bring
don't
me
talk
some
with your
more minnows.
and don't talk with your mouth
Don't
full.
bring Joe.
And don't talk with your mouth full.
With his felt scent pads.
I got Ted Moore was really cute this week. So it seems like every day I had another project. Came up with the new scent pads for the different species of fish and coloration. I bought a Cricut machine, which will let me. I was trying to punch out all these shapes with my little arbor, the felt. Oh, what a project! It would cut, it wouldn't cut. So I went and I bought a Cricut. I got to learn. I can have now the panfish say will be orange is going to be a teardrop, red is going to be some other shape, but I can design any shape I want.
Yeah, they're
And
like jujubes.
Jujube, that's actually a good idea.
There you
So I'm working on this, and then Ted Moore writes, Joe worked 50 years at 100 hours a week, which is probably about right, and now he retired, and he's working 150 hours a week. But it was so cute. And he also had another thing about, almost have to read it, how he said about somebody to look up to, sort of. I have to read it again. But anyway, so.
Well, I know you look up to me, Joe.
Yeah.
Most everybody does.
Well, because you're so tall.
Exactly.
I gave him a hug the other week. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't get my arms halfway around him to give him a hug. Jeez.
Those giant shoulders of mine.
Man, you
hauling
carrying
in
me-
all those big fish.
Oh, yeah. So, but then, so the last thing I worked on these last 2 days is a steelhead. Is a steelhead. Well, I'm calling it steelhead candy, and I want your input. Carl. Well, first of all, Doc needed
tastes like
wax
steelhead.
worms, so I got him some wax worms.
What about tapeworms?
And I also a little rehab thing. I've learned with the wax worms. First of all, we'll cover that. They are a little bit hard, and that's and depending on the size of the hook, you could possibly hook them. But my other thoughts are now the ones that have been made like last year, they absorbed a little bit of moisture, but not enough to make it bad. They just got a little bit softer. So I have a little rehab pack where you could take like, say, 10 of them or whatever, put it in that with a little bit of water, and let it sit overnight or before you go fishing.
See the seal? The bottoms aren't sealed.
Oh, I gave you the wrong packs. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Is yours sealed on the bottom?
Like this.
This is sealed.
The rehydration.
Oh, the rehydration.
Yeah,
no, mine.
I have to do that.
Oh.
Give me them and I'll.
Okay. I
I'll
just wanted to.
Yeah, I'm glad
point
you
that
did
out to you.
because I have.
Put it
I
in
made
there.
a whole bunch, but you're right. I got to seal.
Hey, the waxworm came back to life and crawled
Right.
away.
So, anyways, so I got the waxworms and I got that figured out.
Okay.
I made the bombs this week, but the last time I did, they exploded in the machine, and so now
as a bomb maker, that's not a
It
good
was-
thing to have
no.
happen.
Oh, what a mess! What a mess!
ATS going to be after.
That's
him,
right.
you know?
So-
You're listening to the show now.
Well, I have to run it colder instead of
Guy
starting it.
making bombs on the radio.
Instead of starting at 0, I run it at 20 below. Anyway, but the whole other big thing is all the new shapes. Now I need feedback. This is a sample one I need to take back, but I want you to check this out, Carl. We'll do a Facebook Live in a little bit here maybe, and we'll talk more. But I found little pom-poms, they're called, and they're made out of a material that I looked up, and here it is used to absorb oil. Whoa, that's perfect. They're nice and small. They're going to be the steelhead candy. Does it smell?
Oh, it smells.
Does it really?
It smells very strong.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's interesting because I didn't
What's
smell
in
it.
there, a sinker?
It's a little.
Now it smells like strawberry and.
No, there's a little
salmon
jig
eggs.
I put in there just to show the size.
Yeah.
Now I have a bigger size. I didn't bring it. Did I bring it? No, but I think it's too big. But
Can I put one on my strawberry roll here?
yeah,
Taste
but
it.
so the steelhead is going to be with salmon egg, or it'll be with maggot, or it'll be with minnow, and so it'll be impregnated in those baits. Okay, the input on you guys size. Did you like the size of it?
That size is good, right?
Yeah.
there.
Okay, good. And
like the size
we'll,
of a
we'll do a
steelhead egg.
Facebook Live after a little bit here.
What's that red one?
But the red, the same thing, just red color. the salmon. It'll come in white and red, and but
What'd they taste like, Carl? Were they good?
They're salty.
Are they?
so. But
let me smack my lips because we got
is
Joe
it
Keogh
bad
coming up in
that
15.
they are oily?
Oh, good.
I don't think so.
Is the fisherman gonna? Oh, my hands got oily. Putting them on. Is that
well? Let me just say this.
Yeah.
If a fisherman is worried about his fingers getting oily, then he probably shouldn't be fishing.
Okay.
They should be doing something.
Because your fingers are going to get wet. They're going to get dirty. They're going to get muddy.
Fishy.
They're
You
going to
should
get
have a
fishy.
rag. You should carry a
have.
rag.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, that was one of the things at our little event yesterday. I'll talk about that later. But
yeah,
the Rick at Cascray gave us all like a fishing towel. Slime. He calls them slime rags, but they're fishing towels. It's the same thing. Wipe your hands with.
Yeah.
So.
In fact, when I did,
and you can use them as a handkerchief.
When we used to film for Crop USA, and at the big tournament, the national gave out a rag, and I had my emblem on it. You know, we gave them out, and they'd clip it to their belt. So it's not a negative, but there's. I've been really working.
So.
Okay, good. That's good to hear. I'll save this for during when we do a live thing because there's some interesting things. But that's all I've been working about. So I came up with. What I do need. Yes, Carl. Wait till he finish.
I was chewing and I didn't want to talk.
Thank you. I appreciate that very
but
much.
I will say there are folks who they wear rubber gloves when they
Really?
fish.
Really?
And yeah, actually a lot of cat fishermen do because they're using baits that are
really bad,
that are rotten and stinky
Oh.
and
Not safe.
especially
Not
like
safe.
the dip baits that are called stink baits
Yeah.
that really, I mean, really
Yeah.
are bad.
Yeah.
And you can't get that smell out of your hands.
Right.
It just
You
permeates.
get it in your hands or on your clothes or anything
Yeah.
like that, and it's bad. But so
Okay.
I will amend my comment about dirty hands and fingers.
Yeah.
But anybody who wants to wear rubber gloves, go for it. I don't
Yeah.
care. Wear
okay.
gloves.
But see, it's important to me to get feedback because right now it's all what's in my head and what I think is good and what I
we
like.
got to get that
So-
stuff out of there.
I figured that.
All those ideas are wandering around aimlessly in Joe's head.
But I'll tell you what, it is so exciting working on it. I didn't even watch TV. Well, I was watching the Weather Channel last night, but I was working on labeling and packaging and getting stuff so I could get it done. I print everything myself, and then I could put it on. So I'm working on it. Really, that's all I'm working on. Is going to the post office to take orders to
Shipping?
go. Yeah, to do the shipping. But I print the labels, I package it, I make it, but it's fun. It's because it's a challenge to get it done. Like a simple thing of printing the labels, getting them on the screen, so when they print, it's where it's supposed to be, and then you got to cut it out, and then I round the corner.
Did you smell those? Did they smell to you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, which is important, very important, because I'm doing it so much that it to me it's kind of mild, but it's but it's interesting. So basically, it's
one of our listeners, Brian Rimbowski, says good morning, everybody. But he's on the book face, and he said that the reason why Joe can't smell very good is because all that burnt food over the years is.
Wait till my
tainted.
rant. Wait till my rant.
Uh-oh.
It's coming in a few minutes here. But
we're waiting for it.
But yeah, but I appreciate your guys' input on stuff.
No,
and
that was
we'll
good.
do a face.
They look good. I bet Steelhead will go after that.
And also this little shape
Yeah.
could be because there's another thing I've learned. Well, we got to talk about on the other side. Something very important. But we also got the rant. So we'll take a short break. And 1 hour down, 2 to go, and we'll be back.
Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a douche, another runner in the night. Blinded by
WHK, W275D of Cleveland, broadcasting from the Discount Drug Mart studios. Proud to be celebrating over 50 years as your hometown pharmacy.